Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Tanya Aneja, and this is a brand new episode of Technical Gupshup, a show where we'll discuss the technical market outlook, key levels to watch out for, and 5 technical stock ideas that you can bet on at this point in time. Well, it's a tug of war that is going on between bulls and bears. We reclaimed the 17,000 level, but again slipped below that important mark. The bad news has now shifted from the US to Europe. Credit Suisse's largest shareholder, Saudi National Bank, refused to infuse more equity, which resulted in the stock plummeting by 30%. Now, the looming concerns over Credit Suisse dented global sentiments after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. According to some media reports, Credit Suisse will now borrow up to $54 billion from the Swiss central bank. So, where are the markets headed going forward, and where are the pockets of strength at this point in time? To discuss this and much more, let's welcome our guest on the show today. We have with us Mr. Chandan Taparia, who is the head of technical and derivatives research at Motilal Oswal. Thank you so much, Mr. Taparia, for taking the time out and joining us here on Business Today Television.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So basically, Indian equity benchmarks opened lower today amid weak global cues, but we were able to make a comeback and reclaim that important 17,000 mark. But then again, we slipped below that important mark. So, what would be your advice at this point in time, and which are the key levels to watch out for?
Yeah, so like if I look at the market setup, uh, the index has been continuously making lower lows from last 6-7 trading session, and supports are gradually drifting lower. Recently, we have corrected by around 1,000 points all the way from 17,800 to 16,850 level.
Right.
Every day we are witnessing bounce, but the bounce is being sold. But the good part is that now volatility is cooling down. Volatility which is spiked well in the early part of the week is now consolidating near to 16 zone. So if volatility declines, then market will have potential to consolidate at current zone. So as of now, if levels are concerned, I'm closely watching a key hurdle of 17,071. If that level is surpassed, then market will form the short-term bottom for a bounce to us 17,171 and 17,250 level. Along downside, major supports are placed at 16,800 to 16,666 kind of level. So just let the market get stability and hold above 17,071 is important to get this recent correction to take a short-term pause for current.
Okay, absolutely. And also, many large cap stocks with the likes of Reliance Industries, Page Industries, Biocon, all these shares are now trading at around their 52-week lows. And they are available currently at discounted prices. So, do you see this as a buying opportunity?
Yeah, so I think whenever such kind of correction happens, it is always advisable to go for bargain hunting in the heavyweights
Hmm.
good quality counter. So definitely the heavyweights counter which have recently corrected, we will advise to go and buy them for long-term portfolio.
Okay. Okay, absolutely. And now coming to the banking space. So PSU banks have also come off their highs, and the banking space has seen a bit of an underperformance this year. So your thoughts on private and public sector banks?
Yeah, so first, if I talk about the Bank Nifty index, Bank Nifty also corrected recently all the way from 41,670 to 38,600 level. So corrected by around 3,000 points in last 7-8 trading session. But the good part is today it recovered well from the panic low of 38,600 level. But again, let it surpass 39,400, then only the stability will be big. So I'm closely watching 17,071 in the Nifty and 39,400 in the Bank Nifty. If these two levels are surpassed in respective indices, then short-term bottom or the temporary bounce could be there in the market. Now, if I talk about the stock wise, then first I'll talk about SBI, State Bank of India, and I've noticed in last many weeks and months that it comes near to 500 and then goes to 565, 570. So recently it corrected from all the way from 567 to 514, and 500 is the major support. Last time also it turned from 511 kind of level. So I believe that 500 could provide a good support to again see the bounce towards 550 to 565 kind of level. So SBI will be the one name which we can keep on radar. Apart from that, Axis Bank has recently seen the correction and now taking support at the lower end of the trading zone. So here one can focus with support near to 815 to play the bounce towards 855, 840 levels.
Okay, SBI and Axis Bank, these are the two picks coming in from the banking space. And also, before we come to specific stocks, any sectors that are looking attractive, especially at this point in time?
So if you talk about the sector wise, actually the broader market has to recover, because what
Right.
we have noticed that in the market all the sectors are performing underperforming and witnessing corrections. So I think first of all bank nifty has to take support and it has to take the lead, then only the nifty will get stability. But if you look
Okay.
at the competitive analysis, then I look at the selective public sector enterprises including power, energies, oil and gas. So these are the sector where one can look at the some strength. So especially if I talk about the oil marketing company BPCL, HPCL, you can talk about Petronet, you can look at the power grid, NTPC, GAIL. So this is the one sector where we are comparatively positive, and we believe that even after the market volatility, these sector and stocks are resilient and have potential to regenerate the relative strength and the alpha in the market.
Okay, absolutely. So these are the sectors that are coming in. And now let's come to the five technical stock ideas that our viewers can bet on, especially at this point in time.
Yeah, so like first I'll talk about SPL, State Bank of India, with support 500, we'll look for 570 kind of level.
Okay.
So the reason behind the same is that multiple time it turned from the key support of 500, and we believe this time also it will respect the same, and Nifty will also find the bottom at lower zone.
Okay.
Second trade, looking, then I'll go with the crude beneficiary name, whether you talk about Asian Paint or the Berger Paint, because the way crude is falling down from last couple of days, these stocks will be on radar. And already we have seen some correction in most of these paints company. So Asian Paint I'll be keeping on radar, which is giving the consolidation breakout of last 38 trading session. So with support of 2800, we can look for 3100 kind of level in Asian Paint. So after SBI, Asian Paint will be the other name. Now one more name, that is pharma, but comparatively not behaving like other pharma name. That is Zydus Life. Good price setup, consolidation breakout, Poland flip breakout. So with support of 475, we can see movement till 500 level. So SBI, Asian Paint, Zydus, these three name we can talk about. And apart from that, Indian hotel I can prefer. So if you look at the Indian hotel, this stock is comparatively holding the gains of
Okay.
respect rising support trend line. With support of 310, we can see a bounce towards 335 kind of level. And then if you want to add one more name, then you can select from capital goods, especially in heavyweights counter like L&T. So we talked about Indian Hotel, L&T, Asian Paint, SBI. These are the name which could win focus in the market.
Okay, absolutely. So these are the stocks that are coming in from Mr. Tapadia. And thank you so much for sharing all these stock ideas with us. And thank you so much for being with us here on Business Today Television. So on that note, let's wrap up this edition of Technical Gupshup. But don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. We are present on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. You can share your feedback, your stock queries. And I'll see you next week. Many thanks for watching.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.